Hello everyone, I'm Park and we continue to brainstorm. For this session I'd like to talk about the learning issues within college life. I didn't originally plan to cover this section, but upon further consideration this practical lecture is meant to serve all of you. That's why I've decided to dedicate this chapter primarily to addressing the issues that college students encounter during their studies. I hope that whether you are a college student or a high school student, if you have the opportunity to listen to this lecture, you will take some time to reflect and see if this information is beneficial to you, especially in the context of your studies. When it comes to college studies, here's a simple summary. In a typical 4-year university program, the first year mainly consists of foundational courses that continue from high school. In the second year you begin to advance and learn new, more advanced knowledge. The first and second years are focused on these foundational courses, which are essential because they prepare you for your future major. Specific courses. Doing well in these foundational courses is crucial for success in your major courses. Specialized courses are built upon foundational courses. It's important to understand this process. Typically in the third year you start taking specialized courses and the fourth year mainly focuses on those. There may also be internships during this time. Following this timeline, let me explain briefly. In your first year of university, foundational courses are relatively easy. This is a reasonable arrangement because it gives new students who have just transitioned from high school an adaptation period in the first semester or year. There aren't many courses scheduled to provide an adjustment period, allowing you to get used to the university environment and its study conditions. As I mentioned earlier, self-study and discipline are crucial in university. Self-discipline in college means that you need to be responsible in your daily life at ND classes regularly, not let extracurricular activities take up too much of your time, and allocate time for homework and reading reference materials. As for self-study, it varies from person to person. This period depends on an individual's mindset, whether it's positive or negative. If someone has a good mindset, self-studying becomes much easier. Why do I emphasize this? Because in any field of study, reference books and materials are abundant. There are so many that it's unrealistic and impossible to read them all to master a subject. So what can you do in such a situation? This is where a well-developed thinking pattern becomes essential. You need to understand what you need to focus on, which specific points or which knowledge areas are crucial. Then you can go directly to the sources and break through those areas. During this time it's all about whether you have an effective thinking pattern and whether you can pinpoint and extract the essential knowledge you require. Otherwise, if you study blindly, to be blunt, you could spend your entire life and still not be able to go through all the materials or remember everything. That's not realistic. So what I'm saying is that when you're studying in college, especially starting with foundational courses, you should develop your self-study skills. This ability to self-learn depends entirely on your mindset. Believe it or not, I'll leave it for you to decide. You can also give it a try. If you don't have a good mindset, you'll be like a headless fly, bumping into things, looking in all directions, and in the end you won't understand anything or gain any knowledge. You'll still be yourself, just as ignorant as before. The words may sound harsh, but they speak the truth and they convey a fundamental principle. How much you listen to and accept is up to you. As the speaker of this lecture, I must convey these ideas. You shouldn't reject them just because my words might be tough to hear. What I'm saying is based on facts and objective reality. Okay, I won't explain further. Let's continue. If you haven't established a solid foundation for self-study from the first year, it becomes challenging to proceed with your studies. Think about it. Many college students struggle in their second year. By the time they reach their sophomore year, they often face difficulties because the coursework in the first year essentially extends from high school. As long as you're not foolish, the subjects you studied in high school don't pose significant problems when continued in college, as there aren't many new concepts introduced. But the second year is a different story. It introduces many new concepts. What do you do at this point if you still don't know how to self-study? Look up information or read reference materials, and if you're unaware of how to refine your knowledge when reading those materials, you'll fall behind. This applies to almost any subject. Moving on to the third year, typically in the junior year, you start taking more specialized courses. The knowledge you acquire in these specialized courses forms a fundamental understanding of your field of study. However, after the third year, the specialized knowledge you acquire is built upon the foundational knowledge and understanding you gained in the first 2 years. If you haven't mastered the foundational knowledge, it will be difficult for you to excel in the specialized knowledge courses. In the process of learning specialized knowledge, many issues arise. Some students may do well in exams, but when it comes to practical work, they may lack a true understanding of the subject and struggle with applying what they've learned. So when it comes to learning specialized knowledge without a sound mindset, your education may not be of much use, and it could be just as if you hadn't learned anything at all. So when it comes to learning specialized knowledge, you should first clarify a few key points. On one hand, you need to understand the fundamental knowledge that your specialized field is based on. You should distill and summarize all the key aspects of this foundational knowledge, as it is essential to support your understanding of the specialized knowledge. This is one aspect of it. On the other hand, you should understand the practical applications of this specialized knowledge in your field, in your work or experiments. You need to identify how these applications can be extended and applied in various areas. Knowing which foundational knowledge supports these extensions is crucial. This is the minimum and most critical point when it comes to applying your knowledge in your future work. How do you summarize this? It requires having a sound mindset. With a strong thinking pattern, you can extend theory into practice and then reverse engineer it to determine what theoretical support is required. When you can structure these questions into a visual form like a tree diagram, you will understand where your most critical challenges lie, what you need to learn, and even how to approach the most vital knowledge points. Furthermore, when you study specialized knowledge, it's essential to understand where and how to apply it. This requires having expansiveness in your thinking. What does expansiveness mean? It means that your specialized knowledge should have the potential for development. You can't limit yourself by thinking that you've learned a specific amount of specialized knowledge and that's all there is to it for the rest of your life. You need to recognize the developmental aspects and potential of your knowledge. If you don't have this understanding, it's as if you haven't truly learned. Think about it. Is this one of the most crucial aspects of learning during your time in college? There's another crucial phase, which is the internship period. Many college students may not fully understand the significance of this internship period. In reality, an internship is a critical threshold as you step into the professional world. How you take this step, in what form, and what you learn during your internship determines your professional state in the future. Some may say that internships are primarily for writing research papers or completing graduation projects, which is their direct purpose. However, the most important aspect is that you need to learn how to work. To put it plainly, internships are not just about obtaining a certificate of recognition from the internship organization that allows you to graduate smoothly. If you view it this way, honestly, it doesn't hold much significance, and your prospects may not be very promising because you may not have realized the significance of this invaluable internship period. For college students, this internship period is one of the most crucial phases that connects you with the real world. During this time, the key is to embrace the role of an intern. Whether it's your employer, mentor, or colleagues, they will teach you important aspects of the job. The question is whether you've learned and absorbed these insights. If you can comprehend and distill this knowledge, integrating it into your understanding, that is the most critical aspect of the internship period. Out of the countless college students around the world, I'm not sure how many of you truly understand the importance of the internship period. The internship is extremely significant because it's like your first contact with the real world, your future job. If you don't know how to make the most of your internship and consequently how to perform in your future work. Frankly, you'll be ineffective and of little use, so why have I provided this special emphasis on the internship period? It's because I want you to take it seriously as a college student. Once you enter your internship, I hope you will give it your full attention. During your internship, you are in a state where there is neither formal employment nor being a full-time employee. During this period, you will learn and become familiar with many techniques, methods, and the application of knowledge related to the work processes. Once you understand and can summarize and refine these insights after you graduate from college, you will have the confidence to excel in any job position you choose. You can use these experiences to excel in your job, and I believe you will succeed. However, if you don't learn from them and just go through the motions, simply obtaining a signature from your internship unit, then perhaps you shouldn't bother listening to this lecture. It won't be meaningful for you because you have no intention of putting in the effort to work diligently as a university graduate. Your primary focus should be on working hard, as it's through hard work that you can earn an income and support yourself. This is the most practical and realistic aspect of life, isn't it? What can you do if you don't take it seriously? Do you think you can just coast by in the workplace? Will your superiors let you get away with that? Will they allow you to coast along? On what basis? Think about it. I emphasize the importance of the internship period because I believe it's incredibly vital. I've also mentored students, particularly those on internships, and one thing that disappoints me is when these students don't take the internship seriously. I hope that during their internship period they can distill and refine all the key aspects, factors, and processes related to their work. However, some interns during this period find time to date, go out for fun and drink, but don't find time to study. This truly disappoints me because I understand this situation. That's why I'm addressing this issue with you all. Whether you choose to listen or not is up to you. As I always say, I speak, you listen. And that's it. There's no need to criticize me, right? You all have your worldview, life perspectives, and values, and I have mine. If we don't see eye to eye, then there's no need to pay attention or engage in useless chatter. I'm sharing my viewpoints, and whether you agree or not is entirely up to you. These are my personal opinions, as I've already mentioned, including those related to teaching in universities and other matters. I emphasize the issue of internships within the context of learning because I genuinely believe it's a fundamental preparation phase for your transition into the professional world. During this preparation phase, you have an inherent advantage because you are an intern and you don't need to be overly critical or judgmental about certain aspects of the organization. After all, you are just an intern. However, you can gain numerous experiences, insights, and lessons from this period if you can distill these experiences effectively. Think about it. What reason do you have not to be confident? You have nothing to fear. With a solid understanding of these processes and key points, you'll be well prepared for any organization you join. You can confidently discuss them with any potential employer, and if you present your insights eloquently and succinctly, they will undoubtedly admire your knowledge and perspective. I don't want to dwell on this issue any further, so that's all I'll say on this topic regarding internships and student life in college. We'll conclude here. As for the many students who go on to pursue postgraduate and doctoral studies after completing their undergraduate degrees, I won't go into detail here because they represent a small minority. Moreover, I've already discussed their thinking patterns earlier. The issues related to learning have been discussed earlier, particularly in the context of university educational management. Whether they choose to listen and take action is entirely up to the individuals themselves. That's all for this session. Starting from the next one, I will discuss various issues and situations related to work. Thank you, everyone.
Friends who are interested in my lectures, please click to subscribe and click on the little bell. At the same time, the links to the Big Tree Thinking Model Theory ebook and the Big Tree Thinking Model and Junior High School Mathematics lectures are here below. Friends can click on the link to watch related free lectures. Thank you all.